Another episode of Codlink 78's Gold Farming Guides in World of Warcraft. Today we're going to be farming a thoroughly read copy of Nat Pagle's Guide to Extreme Angling, which is one of two items, the other item being a reformed book, which when combined help you get the hidden artifact appearance for Retribution Paladins. This book can be obtained through farming a single dungeon called diremaul, with a approximately 30% drop rate chance. So here we are logged in, and I'm on my druid. My druid is currently level 101, and we will be going to diremaul. So as you can see, we're in the new Dalaran, and the fastest way to get to diremaul would be to use your Dreamwalk ability. So as you see, we're now in the Emerald Dreamway, and the portal that you should take is the Feralas portal, up here in the northwest section. So now that we're in Feralas, as you can see, we're up here in the north, and what we need to do is come down to diremaul, and that'll be the dungeon we're farming. Okay, so why are we farming this book? A thoroughly read copy of Nat Pagle's Guide to Extreme Angling. Well, because the sale price on the auction house, as they do sell, is usually between 3,000 gold and 20,000 gold. As you can see here from the data that I've collected from the sales of the book, my highest sale is 18,500, with my lowest sale being 2,600. It all varies and depends on how many people on your server are selling the book and how often they check their sales and how often they undercut you. But as you can see here, it's brought in 238,000 gold for me so far, and in the last 30 days it's brought in 80,000 gold, which isn't quite bad for a month. So, where are we going? As I said before, we need to go to diremaul, and I prefer to farm diremaul north. This is because there are 3 spots in diremaul north where the book can spawn. It doesn't drop off a mob. It's on the ground, and you will pick it up. But it's not guaranteed. As I say, it's approximately 30% chance of being in the dungeon. And there will only be one book per dungeon run. So once you find the book, come out, reset, go back in, and that's the plan. So as always, my bags are almost empty. I'm using Loot Appraiser to catalogue how much looted item value I get and how much currency I get, because as well as looking for the book, you can kill the mobs, and the mobs do drop items that you can put on the auction house, and you're not going to get large amounts from the items. You're not going to get that 25,000 gold piece item, but you might get quite a few of, say, 500 gold to 2,000 gold items. And if you're doing the full 9 runs to the lockout, that can add up quite nicely. So I think we're ready to go. We'll speed up the runs, but I will stop on the first run just to show you where to get the books. Okay, run 1. So what I like to do is pick up a couple of ads on the way. Mainly because I like to pick up some of those items I mentioned before, some of the lower ones, just so I've got a bit more of a variety on the auction house. And it covers the cost of posting items on the auction house. So here's the map. And the first book we're looking for is down here. It's in the bottom left of the second room. So if we keep going, and it's not at this point, so I'll just loot these. So it's usually here. Here is where the first book usually is, of the 3 spots that it can be. Okay, so we're coming up to the second spot where the book can spawn. Just going to kill the ads that I've pulled so far. As you see, I just got a 3,000 gold item for the auction house. Just move that into the higher bag. Okay, so the second book spawns here. So in this area there'll be a red book. It's not here on this run, so we'll move on to the third and final spot of this dungeon. Okay, so we're coming up to the final boss with the final spot. So we'll just kill these. Okay, so the final spot is here. It's right where I am now. And this is the third and final spot. I'll show you on the map. It's right here, by the last boss. But this run, none of the books spawned. So what we do now is, and this is why we're on our druid, is we use our dreamwalk ability. Now once we're out, what we can do, if you have the mount, the Grand Expedition Yak is the one I like to use, we can vendor all of our vendorables and just vendor any greens or soulbind items that we don't need or don't want to put in the auction house. Now that item there could get me 300 gold potentially on the auction house, but I've already got quite a lot of items around that price, so I'll vendor mine. but we will be keeping hold of the Bloodwoven Mask of Stamina, as that can get us a couple of thousand gold. So when you come here, you're on a 1 minute timer, so you have a minute to do all that. Also, what you want to do is reset your instance, and then once you've reset your instance, if you hit the Dreamwalk ability again, it will teleport you back to just outside diremaul North. As you can see, and we're now back. And with the instance reset, we can go back in and try again. Okay, so I'm on my 4th attempt in the 1 hour that I usually do when I do a farm, and we're at the 2nd book position where books can spawn, and on this occasion we have a book. So if we pick that up here, a dusty tome is what it's called on the floor. So you click on it, and there, as you can see at the top there, on my server they're currently going for 11,000 gold each at the moment. But if there aren't any books on, then you can hike the price to a lot higher. Okay, so the first book of the 3 is up on this run, so again we'll pick it up, and just to show you again, it's in the bottom left of the 2nd room. So you come in here, you run around, here's the first, and we continue on. Okay, so I've run through 9 times, I've hit my dungeon hourly cap, so we're not able to do any more just yet. Okay, so on this 1 hour farm that I've done, well, it's actually 43 minutes, because we were able to teleport out once we found the books. I've managed to accumulate 49,000 gold looted item value. That includes 3 of the Nat Pagle books, each coming in around about 11,000 gold each. As I say, it varies from server to server, can go down to 3, can go up to at least 25 to 30. We've got a few items here, so yeah, that's 1 hour farming in northern diremaul in the northern part of Feralis. Okay, so we're at the auction house now, and I've just checked to see how much they're actually going for in the auction house. As I say, the loot appraiser that I use is a loose guide. Sometimes the price can go up, sometimes the price can go down, depending on how fast it's updated. So currently the cheapest for one of these books is 17,500 on my server. What's interesting to note here is that there is an undercutting war going on. So one person's put it on, and then someone else has undercut, and then the first guy's put it back on again because he's got multiple amounts, but then someone else has undercut him again. So what we can do is we can either sell it for an undercutting amount, so maybe 17,400, or because we've got so many books, what I tend to like to do is undercut by at least 1,000. By doing that, you're more likely to get the sale, and possibly the other people that are selling the books might buy yours so that they can get rid of the competition and then just sell theirs. Make sure though when you do it, you only sell one at a time on the auction house. If you let other people know that you've got multiple books, the people buying them will think it's easy to farm, and they'll go and farm it instead of buying your book. Okay guys, that was diremaul. I hope that was helpful to at least one person out there, and I will see you next week.